right, out here with the Nova, playing with gear ratio. I went ahead and put a 90-13 in it. So, took out the Mod 1 gears because it was cogging and I needed to gear it way down. It was set up for speed runs and not drag racing. Then I recalibrated the ESC for the braking. So now I've got brakes. I'm testing without the body, just so I can see what's going on. Let's see. Tires are flapping because they're ballooning. Still got a lot of power in this thing. This ESC still hesitates, but it's definitely much better. That was full throttle. I'm going to try dropping this thing down to 2S. Because 3S is just a little bit too much power for these tires. It's causing them to balloon and chop up. But there we go. That's the new gear ratio. Alright guys, we're going to get this thing programmed. What I've done is unplugged my fan on my hobby wing. And here is my hobby wing programming card. I showed you guys how I do it on my Castle systems, but I've never showed it on the hobby wing system. So just finished making some updates. But basically the first thing you want to do is when you get it plugged in and powered up with your controller off, because you don't want your controller on. You plug your cable in, plug your battery in, and then turn it on, and you'll get this screen on. You're going to count how many items you have. So first thing you do is just press items and see how many items you have. So I have 1 through 12 items. Now on your programming card, the front of it has 1 through 11 items for table 1. Table 2, which is the version 2, has 1 through 12, and then table 3, which is for boats, has 1 through 4. So we're going to be using the 1 through 12. All right, and I've already set this up and made the changes I want to make to it, but basically on the back, looking at the programming card, I didn't have the brake that I wanted. So the first thing I went to was initial brake force. That's when you first start to hit it. Whether you want 40%, 0%, or 20%. I'm actually going to change. Sorry, got a phone call there. I'm going to set this initial brake force down to 20%. So we're going to go to number 7. Let's see, so you go to your item button, go to number 7. Number 7 I have on 4. 4 says 40%. I don't want that much. I'm going to drop it down to 20%. So, which is number 3. So go to your value, go to 3. Once you get to the value you want, press OK. and that's going to lock it in. And then I'm going to go to max brake force, which I'll want it, I'm going to turn it down to, should be number 3. So it's item number 5, max brake force. So let's go to 5. 5 I have set to number 3. 5 I want, yeah, number 3, 75%. And that's going full hit on it. It was at number 2, 50%, so I made that change. The other change I made was my drag brake, number 2. I don't want any drag brake, so let's check number 2, because drag brake was on. It's on number 1, which number 1 is 0. And then my punch control, which is start mode punch control, number 4. Number 4 I have set on number 2, and it was on number 5, which was way too much. I was getting cogging, so I'm going to try number 2. Let's up that to number 3, because it was at 5. So we'll hit OK. And that's it. Number 5. So number 3. Yep, 75%. So that's how you use the programming card. Just make sure you hit OK at the end of it. Let's go ahead and unplug it. We'll plug our fan back in, making sure that the positive and negative is right. And it's actually marked. Move the controller. On the side down here, tells you negative, positive, and signal. That's your signal going to your receiver. So, and that's it. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn on my controller. I'm going to power this back on, and I'm going to check my brake hit. See. See how I'm getting some brake. So I'm gonna make a change. Let me turn car off. Let me turn this off. Let me unplug this fan. When I'm letting off the throttle, my neutral range is not big enough. So I'm gonna up my neutral range because it's kind of acting like a drag brake, which is really gonna heat up my motor. So I don't want that. Make sure I have that plugged in right. Let's turn this back on. So number 8, throttle neutral range. Let's check number 8. 8 is on number 2. We're gonna up that to 12%. Number 3. Okay. Let's see if that fixed it. Because it was, when I was letting off to neutral, it was kind of hitting like it was, like it had a drag brake on, which I don't know if I checked drag brake, but maybe I should check that too. Oh, I turn on my controller first. There we go. There we go. You can hear it's not dragging down now. If your range on these TQIs, because I'm using it with a hobby wing, if your range isn't far enough away, it will actually start to drag the back wheels, and that sounded like what was happening with mine. So I went ahead and made that change. And that's it. It's a pretty fairly simple little deal to program with a program card. I know you can do it manually. It's just easier with the program card. And the program card came with one of the Hobby Wing kits that I bought, and it works with all of them, so I just keep it around and use them for my Hobby Wing. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next video. All right, out here with the Nova, getting some testing in, trying to see if the changes I made to the ESC are working. It's been raining all day. I want to see if the cogging is gone. And I want to see if taking out the weight is going to help this RC. Ground is still a little wet here and there, so I don't expect it to go too straight. Still sounds like it cogs. Let's wait for this car to pass. Tires are really ballooning. I'm gonna have to change these tires out. Brakes are working though. Too much brake. It was on the wheelie bar. Got to get some power out of this thing. Maybe get the punch level down. And it's really wet. It's not picking up until second gear. It's like turbo's kicking in.